All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining the class. If you can hear me, please just thumbs up or just indicate by any of the emoji, or you can turn on your microphone and just let me know that you are here with me and you can hear me. All right, great. So today, I see some people raising up their hands. Is there a question for me and Gloria? I hope the question is not about assignment. I won't be taking, if the question is about this class, then we can proceed. If it is about assignment, we can either leave a comment on the group or on the class, or um, you can bring it up at the end of the class. All right. So today we would focus on Unit 9 and Unit 10. I'll try to go as systematically and as quickly as possible so we stick to time. As the, as the policy is, please mute yourself. Now I've turned off everybody's microphone so that there's little or no um, disturbance. If you need to, if you have a question, you raise your hands. I will structure time within the class to answer our questions so that we take all that we can take. Your Excel sheet is read only. That means you are using your phone. If you are not using your phone, fine. If you are using your phone, download the app. I've said that over and over again, or you use a browser. All right, so Unit 9, we'll be talking about three topics in Unit 9. Smart Search, boost students' research skill, and use Chrome to explore the web with your class. All right, so those are the three topics we'll be covering in Unit 9. Search Smart. Now, there are a lot of one of the things that Google is known for is for its search capability. And search on Google is actually a skill that as you develop and hone that skill, you are able to get the best out of search. Now, there is the AI, generative AI that has come in and has reshaped the way we do searches and the way we interact with online content. But still, that does not discount the role of Google search. And that's why we will first start with Google search. Um, we'll look at these 10 practicals, but let me quickly just rush through a few things. Um, it is no longer relevant to want to teach students to memorize facts when they could just easily search for it. Um, rote memorization is actually not very effective anymore because students have access and they are able to search. Why memorize something that you can always search? Smart searching is an essential tool that will save valuable time for both student and staff. And this is very critical when it comes to digital literacy. So three things that smart search is broken down into: choosing the right search terms, knowing exactly what you're looking for and how to phrase them in such a way that you get the best, understanding search results, narrowing search to get the best result. Whereas with generative AI, being very specific gets the job done. With Google search, you have to be able to cast your net wide and then be able to further narrow down what you're looking for. So we'll be looking at Google search and we'll try to understand the interface of what you would see when you search for Google. In Google search, every word counts. Um, there is a difference between who and the who. A who, when you do your search, if you try it out, all of this will give you different results. So, exactly, knowing the term that you want to search for is really very important. And so we'll just go quickly into the practical. There's also advanced search where you are able to narrow down and put some specific criteria to get you what you're looking for. So really, it is not just about searching now, it's about finding. Searching and finding is different. Is different. Searching is you're just looking around for something, but finding is you know what you're looking for, and you're able to go based on some of the criteria that you have to search and to get exactly what you want. That's what is very necessary. And so we'll be looking at those. Search operators are also very important. How do you narrow down? How do you filter what you need? Then how do you modify? For example, I want to search for basket, but I know that there are a lot of variables to basket. It could be basketball, it could be plastic basket, and different. So if I don't want ball to show up in all my search for basket, how do I do it? So I will have to say basket minus ball. If you put that into a Google search, it will bring out everything around basket, but you will not find a single basketball in that search. So these are operators that we will look at as we look through this unit. All right, let's quickly go through the practicals. Now, to get the best out of Google, the first thing you need to do is you need to know how to set Google as your default browser. A lot of us have, when we go into our computers, we have a lot of browsers, and knowing how to set Google as your default browser is very important. So, for example, in my computer, I have Chrome, Google Chrome, I have Safari, I have Brave, Mozilla Firefox, I have different browsers. So, you need to be able to set first Google as your default browser. So, how do you do that? You go to settings at the top left hand corner, right hand corner, and um, you go to the three dots, the ellipsis, you click on it, and then you click on settings. When you get to settings, you will see default browser. You click on default browser, and then you set it as a default browser. And now it tells me your browser is managed by your organization because this is my TTC account. So what I would do, for example, is to um, let me use my personal account so we can all see that. Okay. So is it full screen from here? Full screen. Okay. Let me bring up my. All right. So this is my personal account, and so I want to set Google as my top browser. You go, just like I said, to the ellipsis. You click on settings. You can see. Then you go to default browser because we'll get into this also. I'm signed in here. So this browser is managed by my organization because I'm logged into Google with with my company account. Otherwise, you will see how to set Google as your um, default browser. You see the option here, and you should be able to do that immediately. So that's the first thing we're looking at: setting default. Set the Google as your default browser. Utilize safe search. It is not only important to search, it is also important to be safe while you are searching things online. That is why it is necessary to use safe search. How do you activate safe search on Google? So, for example, I could go to Google search. Let's just say Google, well, not Google Earth, Google search. Search.google.com. So I'm in Google search. At the bottom here, you can click on settings and you will see uh, advanced search, no, search settings, search settings, sorry. When you click on search settings, here you can see save search. You can click on it and then you can set it on. Helps filter out explicit image, text, and link. Helps blur explicit image, but explicit text and link may show. You choose whichever one you want. So this is how you enable safe search. It is good, especially if students are using your devices, and also to protect yourself and to protect your mind. So this is how you do safe search. Another way to do that is also to click on the ellipsis, and you will still go to settings. Let me see. You go to settings, and you will see privacy and search engines. There's the full browser. Hmm. Let's go to let's see, Google search. Okay, so if you click on your name on your account, you will also see where you can set up Google's safe search. That's the second way for you to do that. Update your location. Um, you are also able to update the location where you're running your search from. And to do that, you can go to you will see at the bottom on your screen on your Google account, at the bottom you will see update location. This one shows that I am in Kota Tinggi, Johor, Malaysia. You can click on that and then allow while I visit the site, or allow all the time. If you do allow all the time, it will always locate where your device is and it will show where you are right now. It has changed from Kota Tinggi to Horizon Hills, Iskandar Putri Johor. That is where I currently stay. So you can always update your location and change where your location is. So that's that about update location. Voice search. How do you do voice search? It's pretty easy. You go to your browser, you just can click on this icon here, and then you allow your microphone either while I am using this site or always. Or you can never allow. If you say never allow, it will never allow your microphones to work. So I let it to be while I am using this site. Click on that, and then the moment you want to, okay, let's try again. Now it says you should speak. It's listening. Um, Yahoo Mail. You just click on it. Yahoo Mail, and that's how you do voice search. Whatever you want to do, search, you just need to speak. And sometimes this is actually some of the use cases for this is if you have a lower level classroom where they are not very proficient in typing, but you want them to learn a few things to do researches or to search for resources online for themselves, then you can leverage on that. Or you have students that yeah, you have students with disabilities, special needs kids. Maybe they are not able to type, but they can speak, and so that way they can still perform the searching for resources online for themselves without having to struggle or type. So those are some of the use cases. Now let's look at web search tools. What are web search tools? Um, when you when you go to any of the browser, these are all the tools at the top. Um, at the top, just beneath this search bar called Omnibox. This is called Omnibox. And these are all your search tools. You'll be able to see that you can search by time, past 24 hours. You can also search all your results, or verbatim. Verbatim means exact word that you type. You want that exact word. You can also do advanced search. We'll get here as we progress. So these are all search tools. I can search by image. I can search if I want to do shopping, I just go to shopping. If I want to do videos, remember I'm still working with Yahoo Mail, right? If I want to do video, I can do video. You can see that all of it are related to Yahoo Mail. Short videos, I'll see short videos about Yahoo Mail. Forums, I'll see forums where they discuss about Yahoo Mail. All right, I can also see the web, books, flight, and finance. And all of these are related to what I have just said. So this entire place is what is called, these are your search filters, and this is where the tools are. And we'll learn how to use that as a program. Search operators. Now, search operators are ways, like I mentioned earlier, that you can narrow down, further narrow down what you're looking for using operators. So if you want to see, there are a lot of search operators. You don't have to know all of them, because the advanced search also allows you um, filter your searches without necessarily having to use the search operators. So let's say a good example that I was giving you earlier is I wanted to search for baskets. So if I search for basket and I hit enter, I click all, I will see different kind of baskets. Um, I can see plastic basket, basket in Malay. As you continue searching, you would also find different kind of baskets. So here you can use all of these operators to narrow down. So this is all. What if I'm looking for, let's say, I want basket in the uh, past hour. I'll see when they were posted in the hour. But if I say basket minus plastic, right, it will it will remove plastic from all of the things that I am uh, plastic from everything that I am searching for. I think I didn't put that properly, but we'll look at that later. So operators allow you to modify things, but let's first go to how I want to do a search on where you can get all the to show us some of the operators that are available. So let's look. Let's just search for Google search operators. Let's see. Let's look at this one. So these are a few. You can see a lot of them. So, for example, so quotation mark. If you put anything in quotation mark, it will force all that search to take exactly. It will match. Excuse me, exactly what you put there. You can search for Tesla, or you're putting a condition, or you will see minus, exclude terms from search items. So Tesla minus motors, it will remove motors from that search. If you put asterisk, anything you put asterisk before means it will append every other word. It will search for anything that has rock before it. Excuse me. So asterisk act as a wildcard for matching any word or phrase. It will match those words. Dollar sign search for specific prices. In search for units, pounds, define. So if you are searching for something within a website, you can put the site and the site name, and then you search for something and it will search for it within that site. So here you see a lot of all of these operators. Again, like I said, you don't have to memorize all of them. You just need to be able to search for them and use them within your search your search. So one way first to narrow down your search is first to use search operators. Um, and then we'll look at using filters also to narrow down your search. So this is what operators are. They are just you see plus. You are looking for example, this one says I'm looking for Nicholas plus Tesla means you're searching for Nicholas Tesla. Exactly. And it will only search for all of that for you because you put it in the quotation mark. So these are all just examples of how you can use search operators. You can search for them online, and you'll be able to find them. Image search tools. Let's say I want to search for an image. Excuse me. You can, let's just go to Google. Earlier in one of the training, I showed us that Google has also introduced what is called the AI mode. So rather than they are integrating a feature of Gemini into their normal search. So you have the traditional search, but you also have the AI mode. So let's just look for, let's say, all right, so Nikola Tesla. If I go to the AI mode, it will display in terms of, like we said, AI, and you'll be able to see the AI mode of it. Some of the, and then you can go back to all, which is the normal search. Some of our search results, this one is because we're searching for a human being. If you search for some other component, it will first give us AI summary. So let me give you an example. So let's say I'm searching for reproduction. All right. Yes, yes. Not AI, no, sorry. So I'm searching for reproduction. The way Google search works now that they've integrated Gemini is one part of it will give you the Google, excuse me, it will give you an AI summary or an AI overview. And then if you go down, you will now begin to see all of your other search results. So let's go back to what I was looking at. You want to do image search, you can click on this icon, click on that icon, and then you could upload or drag a folder, a file into there, and it will search for that image. Um, this is how you can verify whether one of the ways you can verify whether an image is originally generated by somebody or that image is online before and somebody is reusing it. Maybe somebody put a picture and is trying to scam you. You can just take that picture, do a reverse search on it, and you will see whether it's a picture that has been online before by somebody else and then somebody else is using it. Either way, you can do search and you can use it to also spare yourself from scam. So somebody posts a picture and all these things that normally goes on WhatsApp, do this, do that. Somebody, this is happening somewhere, this is happening somewhere. Just take that image, do an image search, and you will be able to get some insight into it. Or you see an image and you're trying to know, you can use it to determine where, find the location of something. For example, you see a building in an image, a picture, you can take that picture, put it into Google search, and it will tell you exactly where that building is. So let's just take, for example, I just Google, let's say Lagos skyline. All right. Lagos skyline. This is Lagos skyline. This is Marina Lagos, right? I'm going to copy it. I'm just going to crop it, just an example. I'm going to copy. Then I'll do a Google search, image search with it, and let's see what will come up. So I'm dragging it and I'm putting it there, and then I will search it. It's searching it. and it tells you this image is photographs. This image is a photograph titled Marina Lagos Skyline, created by Nigerian photographer Kelechi Amadi. So I just took an image and I did a reverse search, and I'm getting details of who even created that who took a picture of that, uh, when the picture was taken was in 2021, and I'm getting more and more detail of that image. The same thing, you see any image, you just want to find out about it, you can use this reverse search to do that. You can also look for exact matches of that image, and it will show you the exact match. You can look at products, you can look at virtual matches, you can look at about the image, and it will give you brief history about that image. So you can do image search, and that's also possible. Use reverse image search, which is one of the things I just told you. You find in showing you image search, I did the reverse image search. You find an image, you want to know the source, or you have an image and you take an image, you put it online so that you can find out more details about it. So that's the reverse search and also the image search. This is I just demonstrated taking an image and doing a reverse search with it. But let's say I Google Lagos skyline, um, I Google Lagos skyline again. I can see all of it. I can see the images of it. And in doing this image, I can decide I want an illustration. Remember, this is just Lagos skyline. I can say I want high resolution. It will give me high resolution. I want sunset. So these are all different options that you can search for. In the tool, image search tool, we're talking now about image search tools. In the image search tools, I can say I want sizes, specific size for that image. I can say I want specific color. Now let me just use something very, let's say I use butterfly, for example. I'm searching for butterfly. So I click on images. This is all will give me a lot of things about butterfly. But now I want to look at images. So in the looking of the images, I can say, okay, um, I want, let's say, icons, butterfly icon. I don't want the image. Then I can also say, oh, of that icon, I want color, I want transparent, or I want blue. It will give me all blue. If I say I want to change the color, I want red, it will give me butterfly icon that I read. I can also say I want type. Is it clip art, line drawing? Let's say I choose line drawing. You will see that there are no line drawings because I said I wanted icon. But let's change it to any size. Uh, any size. Let's say I change it to clip art. You can see I have clip art now, and I can search for. I say, okay, I want the one that is uploaded in the past 24 hours or past week. These are all uploaded in the past week. So these are example of image tools that you can use and you are able to use. User right. Now, it is important to know that there are some images that you can use and they are free to use, but there are some that are commercial. If you use a commercial image or video or anything online, if it is commercial, you might have to pay for it. If you use it on your YouTube, the person can flag you. Um, but there's what is called creative common licenses. Those ones are resources that people put online for free. The usual thing to do is to give them credit to source or cite the work or the owner of the work as part of your comment as you use their resources. So let's say I want to use user right. Let's look for commercial and other licenses. You can see that these ones are commercial because they are intellectual property. So that's the options you have for uh, using search image tools. I can clear all that, and then I'm back here. So you can narrow down by color, by different types, by time, by date, by time, by the different formats for images. And then you can do reverse images also with that. Let's look at delete tools. How do you delete your history? You want you did some things and you don't want to keep a record of it on your laptop, or you use a friend's laptop. And later on, I'll tell you the best way to use people's laptop. You use a friend's laptop and you want to clear out your history. How do you remove your history? You can see history at the top here. You click on that. Um, that is, you'll see a lot of your history. If you want to see full history, again, you click on that, and then it brings you to the full history page. You can delete browsing data. I will walk you through how to do that. Now you can now see your history, and you are able to delete all of your history. That is one way to go about it. The other way is to click on the three dots here. Click on those three dots, and you will see. Let me move this to the bottom. All right, you click on the three dots here. You see three dots here. You click on that three dot, and you will see settings, or you also see history. And then you can see your history. You can see group history, and it will group your history by the browsing, by the category of browsing that you use. So let's go to history. It brings you here. You can decide to select the ones you want to delete. Let me delete everything that has to do with butterfly, and then you just click on delete, and that will be deleted from your history. You can delete by group. You see Lagos skyline reproduction. So let's say I want to delete everything that I did about reproduction. So I'm deleting that. You can also delete by date. Uh, and you can completely, if you want to clear out your browser history, you can click on delete browser history, and you can decide which one you want to delete. You want to delete your download history, your cache, in cache, temporary storage. So there's a website cache, there's image cache, there's file cache. When you visit a site and um, you visit the site and you navigate a few things, your browser keeps in its memory some of those records, so that the next time you want to go there, you don't have to go directly to the internet. It will open from your browser because your browser keeps a cache. That is the reason why sometimes your internet stops working or you are disconnected from internet, but you are still able to go to some resources on your browser because it is cached. So you can clear all your cache. Cookies are cookies are things that records of some browsing records that your browser also keeps. Website records. So when you go to a website, you sign in, and the next time you come in, it doesn't ask you for that sign in again. It just automatically logs you in. It's because you have accepted some cookies, so it keeps some of your records on, and then this computer keeps the record of that site. So if you clear that, most of those sites, if you visit them again, you might have to log in. They're fresh. So you might want to delete those, or you don't want to delete that. So you can delete your browser history in the last 24 hours, in the last 7 days. You can see last 4 weeks. You can see all time. And then you can delete all of that. So that is how you delete your browser history. Now let's look at Google search page results. Now I searched for Nicholas Tesla, right? This part of the search, this part of the search is what is called knowledge graph, because it just gives you a quick knowledge about whatever it is that you're searching. Maybe this is not a good example. Let's use our search, that is the butterfly. These are mostly images. Let's look at production. See, you can see. All right, so This so this part is what is called the knowledge gap, the knowledge graph. Sorry, that's the knowledge graph. And then this part is what is called the AI overview. Let's see the AI overview. It's newly introduced. This is the AI overview. Um, and then you will now begin to see all your sites. If there are sponsored adverts or sponsored advert around what you're searching for, the sponsored ones will come up first, and then you can see all other ones. So basically, that is uh, how your search page looks like. This part is what is called your tools and your filters, and then this is what is called the Omnibox. All right. So that's that about this unit. And the practicals. Let's look at, we will come back to signing into this in the next page. So let's move on to the other one, which is um, teach students skills on online skills, boost student research skills. Teachers must empower students with the knowledge and skill necessary to evaluate the reliability of any web content. It is good that you know and that you are able to teach your students how to access reliable and effective content. First, digital skill literacy that they need to know is they need to be able to look at the URL. .com means commercial. Always, there's a rule of three. Always verify from three different sources and um, and ensure that you are getting. There's what is called bias online. Um, and so it is good that you know where to get what. If you're looking for anything on education, best to go to .edu because that's for education. If you're looking for anything about the government of the country, you go to .gov. That is mostly a valid website for such information. Investigate source URL, consider the site's point of view, utilize the rule of three. So it is very, very necessary that we do that. Valid and reliable. Students should ask themselves this question: who is the author? Are they qualified to discuss the topic? Is this content trying to make you believe a particular point of view? Are they trying to persuade you? Are there ideas or opinions that are missing? So remember the rule of three to compare three different sources is very, very important. Valid and reliable, assessing the validity and reliability of information. Student needs to understand the sources of information from the domain extension. So .com means it's commercial, .org means it's an organization, then there is .gov means government. So for Nigeria to be .ng, for Australia .eu, AU, Malaysia is .ny. Every country has their own URL abbreviation. It is also necessary that we avoid plagiarism and copyright infringement. We, as teachers, we should be able to cite or provide proper citations and also teach students on how to cite their work. Uh, all right, so let's move on to, we'll get back to that practical, which is the same thing as this. Using Chrome to explore the web with your class. Chrome Chrome is very important. It's one of the key tools that you use in engaging, especially in Microsoft, in Office, sorry, in Google, amongst the Google suite. It is their browser, and it has a lot of functionality and a lot of features. So I'm going to walk us through this practical, but to do that, so that it's very practical, let me use. I'm going to switch to student four profile. Let me Okay, so let's start from what is a profile and what is an account. So on Google Chrome, there are two ways you can sign into Google Chrome. You could just log in as a normal user and you will be here. But if you see, I can also be here. This is what is called profile. When you create a profile, it's like on your computer, you can have multiple users with multiple several accounts log into a computer. That is what is called profile in browser. So I can have a profile. If you have multiple email accounts, I can have multiple profiles. So that way I can keep personal things away from official things. And I can always switch those profiles. The benefit of profiles is that everything I do in terms of password, bookmarks, history, everything is completely isolated from, from between my profile. And the beauty of signing in and creating a profile on your Google Chrome is that first, it remembers all your work, everything you save, all your bookmarks, all your folders, it remembers it. And should you log into another account or another computer with that, log in to another computer with that same profile, it would automatically move all your settings to that computer. So let's say I am logged into this computer. I have this profile that is rotimi at etc.com, and you can see all my bookmarks. If I go into another computer and I open the Chrome and I go to profile, I click on this icon here, and I say add another profile. If I add another profile and log in as rotimi at etc.com on that computer, almost immediately all of the settings and all of my history, everything that I've done on my browser on my computer will automatically be available on that computer. So you have a roaming profile. If your computer is bad, you don't need to fear anything. You just need to log into another one where you get another one, and all your settings and all your history and all your passwords and everything will be ported over to that computer. That is one of the benefits of profile. Now, when you log into a profile, you can now still have multiple accounts on that profile. So this is my profile. This you can see there are other profile. If I click on this, it will open another page. You can see that. Um, Let me bring my marker out so that I can show you. You can see that all of my bookmarks are different from from they are different from sorry, they are different from Rotimi at etc, which is just these few things. If I go to this, you'll see that I have so many other ones. If I click here again and I switch to student one, you will see that I only have this, but they are all different profiles on the browser. I have how many browsers now open? There are three of them, and they have different profiles, all on Chrome. So all of my settings are completely isolated within those three accounts, and I have them as a profile. Now, the other option is in my profile for Rotimi at TTC, I am logged in, and you can see my icon here again. I can click on this and you will see that I can also add accounts. So I'm using one profile to manage multiple accounts. So I can be on my profile and still be able to access my Google email from my office or other ones. Let me show you a good example to demonstrate this for us so that we don't get confused. So this, you can see that this is Timia Felmo's profile. And let's say here, I'm logging to this Chromebook as I have no account here again. Let me switch to another one. Okay, let's just do that. So this is Timia Felimo. From here, anything I open, Gmail, it will be Timia Felimo. If I open um, Google Drive, it will be Timia Felimo. Okay. What I can now do, because this is my profile, what I can now do is I can come here again and add account. So now it is not add a profile. I'm adding an account to a profile. The benefit of that is I can work on this account and now have access to all of these data to use them just on that profile. So I can add another account. I can say, okay, let me add this Rotimi Afelimo. So Rotimi Afelimo, this one. Save for normal password. I hope okay, that's not the password. Oh, mm, fine. Um, just, let's not do this one. So I'll add Rotimi at the PC. So I'm adding, well, I have two-factor authentication set. So you see, immediately it's asking me, do I want to create another profile? So I could say, yes, I want to create another profile and it will add this Rotimi at TTC to this browser as another profile. But I don't want to do that. You can do that if you want to keep separate profile. But I don't want to do that because what I want to demonstrate to you is I want to demonstrate how you can put multiple accounts on one profile. So I didn't create a profile, but now I have multiple accounts on one profile. Remember, the profile I'm using is Rotimi Afelmo at ttc.com. But if I come here now, you'll see that I have already added Rotimi Afelmo to this profile. So I can have one profile and have multiple accounts. So I can just um, have just one profile on my browser. I don't want to get confused, but I have multiple accounts. I can keep those multiple accounts and access them within that profile. Or I can decide I want to have as many profiles as I want and I can switch. If I want to work on TTC, I switch to TTC. If I want to work with student one, I switch to student one and so on and so forth. So you use profile to keep different persona about yourself, or you can have one profile and have multiple accounts. So if I have one profile and I have multiple accounts, I open a Gmail. If I want to switch to the Gmail of another account, I just click on this image here, click on this, and it will open my TTC account, all in the same profile. So that's the first thing. That's what it means to signing into Chrome. You're signing into Chrome, you're creating a profile, and you're logging into the browser, and it keeps all your records accordingly as you go across from one computer to the other. The next thing is Omnibox. So in Google, what you see here or here is not just a search or a resource locator or where you can just sorry, where you can just type things. The Omnibox has a lot of function. It does not just do text. Sorry, you can do a timer with it and it will become a timer. You can do currency conversion with it. You can do calculation with it and it will give you the answer. So Omnibox is not just a place where you type for text for type text for search purposes. It's more powerful than that. It can do a lot of things. You can do currency conversion, USD to Naira. It will do the conversion for you. So that's what is called an omnibox. This is called an omnibox. It's not just a text-based um, search search field. It does much more than that. So that's just briefly what an omnibox is. Installing application and extension, uninstalling application and extension. We've done this before, like I mentioned in previous class. For every Google tool, there is um, ability for you to install extension and download extension. So again, to access your extension, you just click on the three dots and you go to extensions. So you can see manage extensions or visit Google Chrome Web Store. If you click on that, it takes you to the marketplace. And here you can download extensions. You can download theme. If you want to change the theme of your computer, the look and feel of your mailbox, not your computer, sorry, your mailbox, you can download different themes that you want for your mailbox. But we're looking at installing extension or application. So here you can download as if you want shopping apps, you download it and they will be found under your extensions. So these are some of the extensions that I have downloaded. So let's look for one. Ali tools, I don't want shopping. Let's look for um, okay, look at social networking. Okay, not that one. Okay, let's go to education. Let's look at Better Campus, for example. Or okay, Brisk. I have Brisk already. This is Brisk. I have Brisk already. So let's look for. Okay, let's look at this Better Citation. What does it do? Better Campus. What does it do? Makes Canvas feel like it was built for students from that. And okay, this is for Canva. Uh, but let's just okay, let me look for this one. The Speechify AI voice assistant. Read aloud, enable. Okay, so this you open a website or you open a PDF, this will read it out for you. So for example, you want to be working and be listening to a book, or you want to listen to something rather than read it and not be able to do other things. So this is what this does. So how do you install this? You just click on add to Chrome. It will ask you, do you want to add? Then yes, I want to add it. Once that is added, um, it will immediately show up here in your extension. If you click on that, you will find it. Then you can pin it. When you pin it, it will appear here permanently. It will be here permanently. So it will ask you to create an account. I'm not interested. You create the account, you log in, and then it does what you want it to do. The scope of this is to show you how to install and then how to uninstall. So how do you uninstall? You could either go from here and go to manage extensions, or you click on the three dots and go to extensions, manage extensions. It's all still the same place. And then you come back here and remove. This is the same one I just installed now. I'm removing it, asking me, do you want to remove or not? I click on remove and that's it. It's gone. If I click on it again, I wouldn't find it anymore there. So that's how you install and uninstall applications or extensions. Extensions are applications that works with Google tools to further extend their capabilities to do specific tasks. And a lot of developers are into building extensions. Some of them are free, a few of them, a whole lot of them are also paid. Incognito mode. Now, earlier I'd mentioned that sometimes you could want to use your friend's laptop or you want your friend to use your laptop. And then once they're done, the friend will want to now delete all his or her browser history. But there is no need for that with the incognito mode. Incognito mode is called private browsing in some of the browser. It allows you to use the browser without leaving any trace of what you have done. It doesn't keep your password, it doesn't keep history. The moment you sign out or close it, all that record is gone. This is particularly useful when you are using somebody else's laptop or you are wanting somebody to use your laptop, or you go to a cyber cafe and you want to use, or you go to your school library and you're using the laptop there. or they not stop. It's better you use incognito mode. And how do you access incognito mode? It's pretty simple. For every browser, they have a name that they call it. I think let's just look at a few of them. What a few of them call there. So I would open Chrome. I already have Chrome. Let's open Brave. Let's open Safari. Um, so we'll open all of those. So mm, this is Brave. This is Safari. I just want to show us what each one, every one of them have what is called privacy mode. So if you go to Safari, you click on File, you will see Private Window, new Private Window. It opens, it tells you are doing private browsing. Safari is designed for privacy in mind. So everything you do on this browser, no record is kept. And every time you use private browsing, you have to log in. It doesn't keep any of your browsing. So that's what Safari calls it private browsing. Let's look at what Brave calls it. Brave calls it private window also with Brave. It's called private window and it shows you. You can see the icon here is different from what you have um, in other places. So that's that. Let's look at what Google calls it. You could access it from these three dots for Google. It's called incognito mode, or you could come here and see new incognito mode. That does the same function. See, you are now in incognito mode. Other who uses this device will see your activity. You can browse more privately. This won't change how data is collected by website. Chrome won't save your browser history, cookie sites, information entered in forms. Your activity might still be visible to a website that you visited, but nothing is kept on this laptop technically. So that's incognito mode. Is very useful when somebody else is using a laptop or when you are using somebody else's laptop or when you go to a public space and you need to do some private things in public space without the fear of whether people will have access to your information or not. Now, bookmarking web pages and bookmarking and managing bookmarks. I would like to use sorry, uh, I'd like to use student four for this assignment because this is I still remember the password. So I just added a profile, switching the existing Chrome profile. So you see now I have student four. I'm logged in as student four into this profile. You see, it created a fresh Google Chrome for me, different from all other ones. And you can see that other profiles are here. I can switch back and forth from profiles that I have, and then it's logging. So bookmarks are ways that you structure and arrange and organize your browser, especially if you are somebody that does a lot of searches online, you visit website and you want to revisit them. How do you do that? Sometimes you have to go and search your history. But if I have a website that I always visited, then I could bookmark them. So how do you bookmark them? So let's say I go to my email, for example. This is my student email. This is the email. I want to bookmark this email because I always come back to it. So I click on this star icon. You can see it's bookmark. So I give it a name, email, and then I put it in bookmark bar. Bookmark bar allows it to, uh, you see the bookmark bar is hidden now. So I'm going to reveal the bookmark bar. Bookmark bar. I'm going to say show bookmark bar. So it shows it. You can see this is my email. So if I come back anytime, any day, I wouldn't have to want to remember this website. Neither would I have to type it again. So let's say I open this and I close this page. You can see it's here. I just need to open it. So that's what bookmark does. You are able to bookmark so many things. But Let's say after you have like after working for like 3 months, you have so many bookmark, and your bookmark has become like my own, like this. Okay. See, everything is so full here. There is no more space. In fact, if you go down, you'll see I have so many, so many, so many, so many. So what do you do? That is where the option for folders comes in place to further streamline and categorize your bookmarks. Bookmarks are not categorized, they are just there. But now you can begin then to categorize them. So let's go back to this student four. Let's say this student four, when it comes to class, he opens his Google Classroom. When it comes to class, he opens his OneDrive. These are tools that he uses in school. He might want to bookmark all of them. Let's say he also opens his Google Chat because he uses all of this on a daily basis. So he could as well bookmark all of them, right? This is Google Drive. Uh, he could bookmark all of them. And as he keeps doing that, his bookmark is getting filled up. So he's going to call this one Google Classroom. Google Classroom. Then this is Google Chat. So it keeps bookmarking them, chat. So you have all of these bookmarks. As time goes on, the bookmark will keep filling up, and he will have no space. And then he will have to now be using this drop down to start scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. So what does he do? That is where folder comes in. He can decide, oh, okay, I'm going to make a folder by right clicking on the bookmark tab, bookmark bar, you can create a folder. So he creates a folder and calls it school work, for example. And he puts that folder in the bookmark bar. And then he can decide to move these into the folders just by dragging them into the folders. He drags them into the folder. All right. So that is it. So let's say I close everything. Tomorrow I come to school. I have my folder. I can click on each one of them one by one, and they would open accordingly. Click one by one, and I have that. So you can further break down and organize your important bookmarks as folders accordingly. All right, so that's folders. That's the use case. Sites that you regularly visit and you do them often. But there's also some limitation to this. Let's say, for example, I'm preparing for a subject that I'm going to teach next week. After next week, I'm done with that subject. I'm done with that topic and move on to some other topics. And maybe I'm planning for 2 weeks, topic A, topic B. Uh, do I, that means I have to create folders, create bookmarks, create folders, and then I have to uh, delete them afterwards. And then most of that means every day I come, I have to open them one by one to meet this to mitigate this challenge. There's what is called grouping groups. So let's still say, for example, this five, I normally open them daily. And again, this is just that these are things that I work with on a daily basis. It might another use case might be that these are as I prepare for the day, I have like 5 or 10 sites open that relates to the same topic. Another 10 sites that relates to the same topic. And I'm going to be using them in the next 4 days. There are 10, 10, 10 of them. That means if I create bookmarks or folders, I have to open each one of them. I have to open 30 every day. That's not efficient. That's where group comes in. And I'll show you an example practically what I do every morning. So to do a group is how you sites that you want to use frequently and you want to open it gives you opportunity to group sites and to open them all at once. And I can open 30 websites on my browser and still be able to neatly categorize them and not have all 30 of them show up like this here. You just have so many browsers, so many tabs, sorry, so many tabs open. So what I can do is I can create a group. You can see here it says you right click on anyone that you want to group and say add to a new group. I'm going to call this group again. I'm going to call it schoolwork. The first schoolwork is a folder. So this one is not a folder, it's a group. I can give it a column. I'll give it this column. You see that it shows up here. Now, you see that when I click on it, chat is under it, and you see the green color spread over chat. Now I can drag this into it, drag this into it, drag this into it. So when I minimize it, it minimizes, and all of these are open. So I can have 30 sites tabs open, but if they are properly grouped, then there will only be three of them. And if I so I can minimize and open up minimize. So I can have green, yellow, blue, white as a category of 50 or 10, 10 or 5 sites that I frequently use. So immediately you create a group, this icon, this four boxes show up, and you will see your groups here. That's where your groups are packed. So let's say another group, I like to visit all my social media. So I say x.com, then I say Instagram, then I say Facebook. Uh, and then here I can create a group. Say create a new group. I'll call it social. All right. And then I will drag this into it, drag this into it. And then even that one, I can give social, I can change the color. Let's say I change the color to pink. You see? So all I have my social, I have my work, I can have bank, I can have different ones. And all of them I can minimize. So rather than having all of these sites open like this, I can close it and have more space to work with. But more importantly is the fact that I can come in the next day. I can come in. So to close it, don't you right click and you say close group, not on group. You close group. That's how you close it, or you just completely close the browser. So let's come the next day. Here, they are all under this group um, collect tab for groups, but you can also remove them from the tax bar. So I can say unpin group from bookmark. I'm unpinning it from bookmark because I can also find it here. All right, I'm finding it here. So I'm on. So tomorrow morning I come to work. All I need to do is just open this browser rather than go to the groups, the folder, and start opening them one by one. What I need to do, if I want to open my schoolwork, I just come here, open schoolwork, and all of it will open at once. Then I go again and open social, and all my social opens at once. So that way, I can open multiple sites that I regularly visit, group them, and then use this to repeatedly open them. So what I as a matter of practice, when I get to work every morning, this is what I do. You can see, okay, even for my for what I do with you guys here, I have a teacher, I have student one, student two, and I only need to just click on it to open all the tabs for the teachers. So I do that also personally on a daily basis. So that's incognito mode, bookmark web pages, and managing bookmarks. We just covered bookmarks, and I also threw in folders and groups. All right, so let's see. Chrome web browser. Omnibox is a full-featured tool in itself that can replace many apps and tools you may already be using in class. Uh, Bookmarking, we do all of this. Extension, we've done all of that. Lesson check, I think. All right, so I'll take, let me see what time. Okay, we have 20 minutes in. I'll take two questions on this unit before we move on to unit 10. Do we have any question? All right. Okay, Clem, let's make it quick, please. Let me enable microphone. All right, Clem, you can go ahead.
Right, sir. Sorry, I just wanted you to throw more light on that grouping of bookmark. I understood the creating of folder clearly, but the grouping of bookmark is a bit confusing.
All right, so just look at my screen. Let's say I have YouTube, okay, and I have Facebook. Okay, this could be different use case. It could be that you are researching for a topic you are preparing for, and you open several pages, and you always use them whether for short term or for long term, or if it is like me, you have specific websites that is work related that you use on a daily basis, like Google and all of that. What you will do is you open all of them for the first time, then you right click the first one or anyone. You have to start with one to create a group. You right click it and you will see add to group. If you want to update that in an existing group, you see that group, you add it to it, and it will automatically be part of that group. But this time around, I want to create a new group. So I'll create a new group and call it social media, right? Because it's YouTube and Facebook. And I click on it. When I click on social media, I can give it a color. So I'll give it this green color. See, it turns to green. And for now, it's only YouTube that's there because I started with YouTube. I right click on YouTube and I created a group. To add other groups, other browser to other tabs to it, you can either just drag it into it or I'll open another one and call it TikTok. Okay. You can either drag it into it or you right click it, click add to group, and then you add it to social media. And immediately you see the green cover it. So it's part of social media. That is how you do it. When you create a group, it will automatically also put it in the bookmark bar, but it also puts it in the group tab. These four boxes is called the group tab. It automatically puts it there too. So you don't have to put it here so that you can reduce what you have in your bookmark bar. So I'm going to unpin, not delete. I'm going to unpin it from my bookmark bar. Once I unpin it, it disappears, but I can always find it in the browser tab, in the group tab. I'll find it there. So let's say I close it. To close it, don't delete. You close group. Don't ungroup or delete group. If you ungroup, all of it will go. All of it will become individual website or individual tab. Let me give you an example. So if I ungroup now, you say I want to ungroup, you will see that all of them becomes individual tab. I can right click again, click it, add a new tab, and call it social. And then I drag this into it, drag this into it, then they become. So how do you, is either you close the browser completely or you just right click and close group. Right click and close group. That's it. All right. Any other question? Okay. All right then. So the next thing we would look into is this. All right. Section 10. This is quite long. And uh, for now, unit 10 has one, two, three, and 4, 5, and 6 are not very relevant, but we'll just skim through it. I will spend time on 1 and 2, and probably we'll end it there. And then we'll do complete 10 and 11 next week, and then we'll finish up with 12 and 13 the week after. So, building interactive lessons. Um, a lot of times as educators, we deal with notebooks, we write lesson notes and all that. But visuals are very critical and one of the most powerful tools in teaching and in, in guaranteeing retention for students. What people see, they might forget easily what you say to them or what they hear. but what you see has a way of captivating them, and it has a way of sticking to their memory. But sometimes visual cues make them remember verbal instructions. So that is why this tool is very important. And a lot of us have already been doing it. We've been using PowerPoint. So PowerPoint presentation is what we're talking about. But for Google, it's not called PowerPoint. It's called Google Slides. Google Slides. And to throw a few pointer in, if you have not been using Notebook LM, I would suggest you start using it because they also have. Let me close this. Uh, they have also now integrated Notebook LM into Google Classroom. That's one. But they have also done what is called um, now you can with Notebook LM you can generate PowerPoints directly or spreadsheet no Google Slides directly from Notebook LM without any hesitation. So let's say for example I click on this, you will see where is it? This is not mine. Sorry, this is a public one. All right, so this is mine. I click on this. You will see now that they have, although for a while, for the past few days, I think we've been having some challenge. You see that whatever material you put here and synthesize and all of that, you can create a video overview. If you click on that, it will generate a video and it will use that video. It will explain your whatever content as a video. There's audio overview, but more interestingly, they've just created Google Slides. It will create a very graphic intensive and visually appealing slide deck for you. And you can export it as Google Slides. And you can also download Google Slides as PowerPoint. So it goes both ways. So that's just me throwing that in for us. But today we're focusing on Google Slides. All right. So we'll do a quick practical on that. We're already, yeah. So we'll do these two practicals. The second one we've already done before, which is about installing and downloading plugins. So Google Slide is a slideshow application that allows multiple people to collaborate. So everything you can do on Google Doc in terms of collaborating, sharing, giving permission, giving restriction, view only, and all of that you can do on Google Slides. And we've already done that in some of our assignments. Um, so we'll be doing a few of the practicals. Yeah, so let me just go straight to the practicals. There's really nothing much to explain here because we've done some of those things we have we're looking at here. How do you access your Google Slides? Like every other application on Google, you could go to Google Drive. Google Drive is like where you have all your stuff stored. So I think, let me not use this one. Where's my teacher one? Yeah, this is student phone. Let's take that. Let's see. Um, so, sorry about that. Let me close this. Okay, so this is my teacher one, right? No, hmm, um, teacher. Okay, so this is student four. Um, you can come here, you will see slides directly. You can open slides from there directly and it will create a slide. But where does it keep it? It keeps it in your Google Drive. So you can as well start from your Google Drive as a student. You can start from your Google Drive By clicking on this slides, you can create slides from presentation or from blank. So I'm going to create from blank because we want to do a few things. So I'm going to create from blank, which is what I could just do here. I'm going to call this one uh, come for. All right. Okay, so this is our Google slide. What are a few things we can do with slide? You can choose templates if you want. So choosing a template will give you, I can inside all the slides in this template if I have this template, but I don't want to choose a template. Um, I will take this out so that it has a blank one that we can work with. So what I think, embed videos and images. We all know how to add content, add text, and all of that. You want to add text, you just um, insert is your friend, you insert text box. But the first thing we want to do is we want to embed a video. It's still going to be using insert. You click on insert video. You can directly pick a video from YouTube into your pop your so I'm going to check. Let's just take this one. Let's look for something really short. This one. You insert and it automatically comes in. This is it. Here you can drag and it's full. When you click on the video, you're able to set some changes, some settings. How do you want it? Is it play on click or play automatically or play manually? What this means is when you are presenting, if you put it on click, you have to click before it plays. If you put it on automatic, once it goes to that page, it automatically starts playing. You can also say you want to mute the video if you want only the audio to show, and then you can do all of this other positioning and everything. So this is how you embed a video. The beauty of Google Slides and its seamless integration with YouTube is that it plays a YouTube video directly on the slide. You would need internet, of course, because it's also online. It requires internet for it to play. So that's embedding video. The next thing is let's open another page. To add another tab, you can right click in here and say add new tab, add new slide, or you can still click on insert. No, sorry. Yeah, you can click on plus here and add a new slide. Right, so for adding a new slide, I would highlight this to delete this. These are text boxes that comes with it. Now I want to insert a video. So we talked about inserting video, and that's directly from YouTube. You can automatically direct insert from YouTube, but you can also add from your drive. So you upload videos from your computer into your drive, and then you can upload. Now, once you do this, remember the one from YouTube is not on your slide; it is on YouTube. So you are not your slide with your PowerPoint is not getting heavier. But when you upload a video from your computer, it's on your slides. It makes the slide heavier. So it's going to be playing from your drive because you're uploading. Let's see if I have a video. Do I have a video? Sorry, I don't have. Yeah, so there is no video, so you can upload that. The next thing we want to do is insert image. So again, insert there's image. So image, there are a couple of options. You can upload image from your computer. Let's just do that. So I'm uploading this image from my computer. I'll put this here. You can shrink. Then again, I would insert, upload image from the web. It comes here. This is from the web. You can search directly from the web. Let's search for, since this is what I'm doing. I'll just search for this from here. Another one is you search for. image, uh, drive and photos. Um, from your drive, from your Google Drive, you can see some of the images that I have on my Google Drive. You can see there. The next one is from camera. So this is just how you insert. So I'm going to allow it this side. And I'm going to take a camera uh, using my camera. So insert. Right. So those are ways that you insert um, videos and audios or text into your stuff. You can actually also add audio directly. If you have an audio, you can insert it and still tell it how it should play, just like you did the video. So you can create stunning presentation all by yourself, but now there's also the option for AI, and AI can help you create stunning presentation for your students and for your staff. Here you will find templates. You will also find building blocks. You will see stock and web. You will see brand photos. So building blocks are like stuff that you can edit, graphics and stuff that you are able to model templates. Like a lot of us are used to Canva, right? So these are templates that you can also add and you can edit all by yourself, well, which also allows you have a whole lot of functionalities within your slide. So, for example, I can edit this now. I want to do 3 to 10 steps. I can edit that. Uh, I just pick that building block, add it, and then I can edit it however I want. All right. So, insert text, shape, and line. All right. So let's go to another page. Text automatically just comes, so you can type. When you open a page, there are different types of text format that comes, but you can also insert text box. So let's say you remember when I opened this, the previous one, I deleted all the text boxes. But that's here is how you add text box. You can drag. You just click on add text box, and then you have to drag, and then you create a text box, and you can type inside it. All right. So that's how you add text box. The next thing is how do you add a line shapes. All right. Insert. Everything you want to do is under insert. You can add a square, arrow, call out, equation. You can add all of that. So let's add the shape. Let's just add the shape. This is my rectangle. I can fill it up with a color, black, uh, black rectangle. I can change the side. You can add another shape. Let's see, or add a circle. Select on it. You can drag the circle as much as you want. I'll change the color fill to red. So that's how you add shapes. Uh, what about line? Insert line is here. You can draw line or arrow or curve or polling or scribble. Some of us have asked, how do you write math equations? So you can scribble, see? All right, so you can insert the line, scribble, to, so you can really script. But to do that, it's better you just use Google Drawing, not this one. With Google Drawing, you are able to do more of that. All right, so adding a line, you can just add a line. That's adding a line. Arrange objects. So arrange is putting them on one another, but you can also uh, you can you can order them. So let's say I can decide, okay, let me bring, you can order, you can bring it front or bring it back or send it to the back, whichever one. I bring it front, or I can bring this one front. That is how you order them. And then you can arrange them the way you want by just dragging them anywhere. And then anywhere you put it, because you've asked it to be at the back, it will always be at the back. It will not be the front. And if you know how to play with angles where you can get a lot of stunning designs by doing this sort of mix and match with different kind of shapes. Inside word art, create link text, image adjustments. All right, so we'll go back to adjustment. We'll go back to the side where we add image. It says inside word art. Again, inside word art. Word arts are just so they are different. It's not just text, but it allows you to uh, play around with different kind of uh, formatted text that is not like what you already have um, in the normal text. Enter and save shipping. So this is an example of what art. Then the next one is create link text. Now, there are times where you go to a website. Let's say I go to Wikipedia, all right? I go to Wikipedia and I search for, let's say, let me see if I am on Wikipedia. Okay, okay, I am ready. All right, so let's say Rotimi actor. We copy this guy's link. You could you could create a text box and paste it there. You see that it doesn't look nice, okay? It doesn't. So what you could do is, so let's say this is Rotimi and this is my page, whether it's my YouTube page, my whatever thing, or I'm looking for, I have a website that is about reproduction. I can copy the website link and put it there. In terms of looks and aesthetics, it doesn't really look nice. So that is where you now have this option to create link text. So rather than do this, I can I can wrap this around my name so that when you click on my name, it takes you to that website. Why? Because you just wanted people to go to that website, right? You want them to click on the link and go to the website. So instead of putting this link here and making them copy it and go there, you can wrap it around my name. So I'm going to take this copy and I'll put it and right click and you'll see link. So the title, what I'll need to do is just paste that link here and then I'll apply. Immediately I do that, you see, it has wrapped that link on my name. When I present this as a slideshow to my students and they click here, you see there's a hand here. If they click here, it automatically takes them to that website. It looks more presentable than this one. So that is link site, and that's one of the benefits of it. I can also do link on this one by putting link, see, but it doesn't still look nice because it's just some bunch of text. And some sites link can be very, very long, or maybe even it is a Google Drive, Google Doc, can be very, very long. The beauty also of this is that you can link directly to documents on your OneDrive, and it will be there. It will just pick the name of the document. So let's say I want to do this, and I click on link. You see that it's already picked up a few things from my Google Drive. So I can say let's link it to Cam 4. So if any student clicks on this, it takes them to Cam 4. Another example of what you can do, you can edit it by just clicking on it. Just click on edit. You can also link it to different page on your slide. So I can link it to slide 1. Okay. So when I present and they click on it, it takes them to slide 1. So you can provide links and you can structure it very well. So, for example, at the end of this link, I can put a next button and link that next to a particular next page and next slide. You can link multiple special links, multiple slides, pointing people to different parts of your slide by using link text. That's just some of the use cases that we have with that. Image adjustment. So let's go to image adjustment. You can directly crop an image directly from within um, Google Sheets. You can expand, you can move around, you can, if you click on it, you would have, you can format options. You'll see you can rotate as you wish, you can change the dimension. So all of this, you can recolor it if you want, and then it colored. I'm changing the color. You see, you can adjust opacity and all. So those are all of the different settings that you can work with. But you can also crop. If there's a part of it that you do not like, you can right click and click on crop. You right click it, click on crop image, and then you can crop it. So you can crop the image. So you can, sorry. So you can crop image and you see it's no longer that big image, it's now a smaller image. So you can crop image. That's what you have in terms of image adjustment. So this is just getting everything done in 3 slides, but you have all of these features. Again, you can decide to leverage on AI. You can change the layout, you can change the theme, and you can change transitions, how one slide goes, how the slide goes from one to the other. All right, so we have covered that. Okay. Google Drive function extension and things. I think we've done Google Google Web Store before. We've used browse the Google Chrome Web Store. We've done that. Filter. I think most of this Google Drive function extension and things. We've looked at that, so we will not spend time on this um, stuff here. Empowering. All right, so we'll end with this today because of our time. Another tool that is very critical in building interactive lessons. Now, so we talked about more visual appealing lesson, which is using Google Slides. You can make it interactive in that the student can engage with it and they can interact with your slide. You can share it with them, give them view only access or comment only access, and they'll have access to your slide. And if you add videos, text, images, audios, links from one place to the other, it's interactive. It's no longer you just standing in front of the class and giving them notebooks. You can add audio, you can add video, you can add graphics, and you can add a lot of things that makes it a complete thing, a complete presentation that they can actually interact with. Now we're taking it a little step further with what is called Google Earth. Google Earth is a very, very powerful tool to give expression or to bring your teaching to life within students, within your classroom. And more especially in subjects like history, subject like literature, subject that has to do with maybe subject like government, subject that has to do with the world, with landmass, with historical sites, and with things that you are people are able to relate with physical things. Such subjects can leverage on Google Earth. For example, you are teaching history and you are talking about maybe this Nigerian civil war, for example. You can teach all of it, but it will be more lively if you are able to take them to maybe, for example, a war museum where they are able to see all of those instruments, and then they can have um, real learning about what you're teaching them, not just theoretical. One way you could do that is you could go on an excursion. But with Google Earth, you can do virtual excursion without even cost, without at no cost. And that's the beauty of this tool that we'll be looking at as we go in this class. So um, everyone has access to Google Earth. All you just need to do, I don't think it's here. Okay, yeah, it's here also. So you go here and then you click on Google Earth. So Google Earth is what Google Map, Waze, and all of those navigation to leverage on. It gives you the opportunity to, they've mapped the earth and you are able to leverage on whatever knowledge is there. So let's explore Google Earth. Google Earth is available on your phone. It's available on your laptop as a tool, as an app on your laptop, but it's also available on your browser. So you click on that and it brings you here. Um, you can easily just search for a place. So this is called, I'm feeling lucky, is what is called roll the dice. Let's start with that. I'm feeling lucky. Roll the dice. If you click on it, you're asking it to just search for a place. And then it's just like searching for a place. You don't have any place in mind, and then it just searches for a place. So Google Earth will take you and give you 3D. You can narrow down to you interacting with physical location, especially. So this one has taken us to Edo Wonderland, Nikko, Edumora. I don't know where this one is. Is it in Nigeria? Oh, Japan. Okay. So you are just allowing it to um, take you to places by itself. If you like this project and you want to save it for later, bookmark, you can just click on Save Project. It's a new mark. Yeah, put it as a map and it will create it as your, uh, it will save it there. You're done. You can always refer back to it. Now, that's the first thing. Feeling lucky, it takes you to a place, but you don't have to feel lucky. You can just, if you have a place in mind, yeah, you can just search for it. So let's search for, I like to go and see Mr. Donald Trump. Let's say, for example, White House. It just takes you to straight to White House. Now, the beauty of it is I've been there before, actually, but I never entered. So let's say I want to see how does White House look like. That is where this what is called the peg man. This is a peg man. Pick it and you drop it. So anytime you open Google Earth or even Google Map and you pick this guy, wherever you see the blue, anything highlighted in blue means it has been marked. You can drop it in and walk through that street. So let's drop it inside White House and see what happens. And then it takes you into the White House. And then anywhere the arrow points you, you can go. And you can go round, 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 round. So I want you as a teacher to look at some of the use cases. You are teaching, maybe you want them to write illustrative or whatever kind of article about a place. You can take them to a place and give them visual cues of that place so that they can write their articles. Or you are teaching history, you are teaching, um, you want to go to the Colosseum, you're teaching them wherever you want to go to in terms of your class, you're teaching them something, you can always take them there. You want to all go on an excursion on a busy street in Paris, you just type the name of the street and then you can walk your students through it and give them that feel of virtual experience. and then use that to pick their interest in whatever topic. Um, this Google Earth can also be used in a math class. You can teach geography with it, longitude and latitude. Even in math class, you can use it to calculate distances between two different locations. If you've been wondering in your class what's the difference between Kano and Abuja, you can also do that, on Google Maps. So this is just, for example, wanting to visit a place. Let's say, like I mentioned, uh, you're teaching, you're teaching the Nigerian Civil War. You can go to War Museum. This time, museum. Okay, the War Museum in Nigeria. So I want to go to White House. Okay, so National War Museum, Umahia, for example, you're teaching war, you're teaching history, and again, you can pick your pegman and drop it inside it. Then you're going into that war museum. There, you can see different things. This one hasn't been properly mapped, but you can see, oh, this is the ship that the Air Force used in that war, and all of that. Different places. If you're teaching slave trade, you can go to the slave bay or the land of no return, and you can. Um, so this is just more first the use case of teaching history or teaching historical things. You can always take them there and uh, explore. How can you? So you can zoom in, zoom out. Um, so that is Pegman. Let's walk through the street of, let's say what is the type? Is it Eiffel Tower or what do you call it? Hmm, I can't spell it. Okay, Eiffel Tower, Paris. Want to go to that tower. All right, so this time around, we're just going to walk on the street. You can see. Um, these are not, these are not, um, these are real, but they are not live. They are historical data. Of course, they won't give you live data. Um, but government and Google sell the live data because they have their satellite moving around. So, but what you have here might be few years. Another beauty of this is you can use it to check the timeline. Okay, so this allows you measure distance. So you want to measure the distance between this location and this location. It tells you the distance. Like I said, you want to measure the distance between Lagos and Ibadan Expressway. You can use this to measure distance. There are a lot of use cases, longitude and latitude. You want to see historical images, how a place has changed over time. You click on this icon, it gives you how the places, because their satellite moves and they take pictures. So you want to see this place in 2014, you click on it, you'll see how it looks like in 2014, and then how it looks like in 2024. You can use that to talk about maybe topographical changes or climate change or natural, whatever change over time, depending on which subject you're teaching. You can use that as a use case to do that. Uh, this is adding a pathway. So you can also do pathways. See, pathways. And then you can save that. It gives you immediately the perimeter, immediately the area, um, and then all of that are ways that you can use this. You want to add a place marker. You want to use that to do longitude and latitude. For example, this place, it gives me the longitude and latitude of that place immediately as you put, as you move it around. It begins to give you that, and you can also save it. So this is the longitude, and that's the latitude of this particular point. There are a lot of use cases. Let's see, what does this do? Try new site studies. You can explore building, and I would advise you to just go and play around with it, determine how you would want to use this with your students, which is quite effective. Uh, so you can add different layers to an area. Um, some of them are paid services, some of them are not. I've done monthly vehicle trips. So you see, this one tells you um, how many, the number of vehicle that leaves a place. Some of them are free, some of them uh, are not free. They are paid, depending on the location where you find yourself. So Google tool is really very good. If you want to show your location, so let's say I want you to know where I am now. I click on that. It will first check for my computer to uh, allow. So I'm going to allow, and it will. So I'm going to disable for this. It's loading. I think. Let's change one. Okay. Sorry, I was still on historical image. No wonder. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let me just refresh. Let's do this. So I'm looking at my location. Actually, that's my house. So it knows exactly where I stay. So that's the location and all of that. Let's see. Let's see. I can. I'll have to remove this from the. Let me drop it here. See if we can put it more. Okay, so this is only in those places where you have those blue parts that it will take place. Anyway, so this is quite interesting. I would suggest you play around with it, use it. Um, let me do one more thing. If you want to save this will journal. Let's see if we can walk the street there. Okay, I'll just drop it there so you can move around. So just think about the multiple use cases of what you can do with this. I might not be able to elaborate on all the use cases, but they are quite useful within your class to serve as conversation starters, um, um, virtual tours to places that you are teaching or talking about within your class. As a geography teacher, maths teacher, you can use it to teach your students on different concepts of what you're using during within class. There is one more tool that I would love to show, and that is called Voyager. They've taken the app, they've taken the there used to be an icon for Voyager, but they've taken it, and so to get to Voyager, you just go to Google Earth. It's moving, so it's now at earth.google.com.voyager. Click on that. So you can take a tour. They've curated a lot of historic and wonderful sites. You can take a tour of the earth to all of these places. Again, these are good things that you can use to teach. So you want sources of energy, view on earth. This is cool. Different content that they've curated to teach different historical or cultural lessons, and you can always leverage on them. So, if, for example, modern human migration, you can click on this, and it will take you through uh, all of the lessons that you need to learn that they are talking about. Yeah. So you can work on using that as a way for you to engage your class. Um, view like that. Let's see. This is okay. So this is Amazon. It's talking about I am Amazon. So you can read through the lessons are there, different content that you are able to interact with. So these are all well curated lessons that you can interact with on Google Maps. All right. So for the sake of time, okay. So we've talked about roll the dice. Recommend change your view to 2D to 3D. If you couldn't do that 2D or 3D. So by default, it's always in 2D, but you can change it to 3D. So this is 2D now. By just clicking on it, you change it to 3D. You don't change it to 2D. Uh, that's just not, by just clicking on either 2D or 3D, you are able to change it to 2D or 3D. On save your space, we already did that. Voyager, I also made sure I did that. Uh, so the same thing with on Google. I showed us something called knowledge card on Google when you on Google Drive on sorry on Google search. Here also when you search for something, let's say when you search, this is called a knowledge card. It's just a summary of what you see there. That's called the knowledge card. And you can see pictures. So this is what is called knowledge card. Okay, we would. These are just basic information. We'll stop here today. Okay, knowledge card, save your space, change your view, Bergman roll dice, I'm feeling lucky, Voyager. So we've looked at most of these. Next week we would look at
Can I?
science journal, and then we would look at the other topic, which is Unit 11. Unit, yeah, 11, then we'll not finish with 12 and 10, 12 and 13. We'll just stop here because of time, and then we'll take a few questions, then we'll take the attendance.